Lucia. Good morning, family. Yes, I know it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and that's exactly what we want to happen. It's quite early in the morning, and it's time for DBS this morning, so we are here to make sure that we still spread the good energy whilst we keep you in the know. So right now, please join our DBS family and get set and ready with us for DBS this morning, and we'll wake you up in the know with our morning news highlights.
Good morning. Time now for a look at your top stories. Labour Minister Dr. Virginia Albert Poyet has come out in support of COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Unless granted a medical exemption, she believes everybody should be vaccinated.
Persons who refuse to take the vaccine, they will have to remain a slave to mask, sanitization and social distance for the rest of their lives. And those who have taken the vaccine, they should have the freedom to move around without any mask and so on, because they are fully protected. That is how I see it.
Those who refuse to get vaccinated, she says, will remain slaves to masks and safety protocols for the rest of their lives. In other news, scary and disheartening is how the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association has described the scene outside of the House of Assembly on Tuesday.
Whereas we understand that you're excited to see your political leaders and you want to show your love for them, we want to remind St. Lucia that this is not the time. We are not living in normal times. And we understand that for the most part, we've been locked down over the past 20 months, but we cannot yet go back to normal. I think this again is perhaps a prelude to what may happen over the festive season. St. Lucians did not have a Christmas or a New Year's season in essence last year, and people may very well be tired. COVID fatigue is a real thing, and we believe that perhaps even if the protocols are tightened and measures are tightened, that St. Lucians may not comply. At least it may not be the majority of St. Lucians, but as COVID has shown us, this is a public health issue and it does not take the majority. Just a small number of people is what we need to see those numbers go back up.
Dr. Clark has suggested that protocols be tightened over the Christmas holidays to discourage similar gatherings because of their potentially high risk for COVID transmission. The St. Lucia Fire and Emergency Services continues to respond to motor accidents despite appeals for caution on the roads. Tuesday, November 16th, saw yet another vehicular accident involving a motorcycle and a pickup truck, leaving the motorcyclist reeling in pain from apparent injuries.
Officers at the Grosile Fire Station responded to a call relating to a motor vehicular incident at Labon in Moshi on Tuesday, 16th November at approximately 5:10 p.m. Information received stated that there was a collision between a motorcycle and another vehicle. The responding officers found one male individual who was identified as the rider of the motorcycle lying face down underneath a vehicle. A rapid assessment revealed that the patient sustained trauma to his head and abrasions to his legs. He was immobilized on a spine board and provided rapid emergency transportation to the OKEO hospital. The patient remained in a stable condition en route.
The department continues to caution motorists to practice safe driving in order to reduce accidents and, of course, the loss of life. The OECS region is not acting fast enough to curb the rising tide of plastic pollution threatening livelihoods and the quality of life of its citizens.
So the question then is, what are some of the challenges that prevent those management of plastic waste from being sustained? And it points to several different things. One, the lack of clear-cut policy. Two, the cost of moving those things around. And three, having destinations in which they would then move them to.
The need for urgency is one of the conclusions of a series of consultations conducted by the OECS Commission. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
All right, family, thank you so much for keeping it locked on. We've completed our morning news highlights, and right now we're going to make sure that we keep the good vibes flowing. So please don't go anywhere, because DBS This Morning is going to be right back. Good morning once again, bringing you some extra energy, and I'm really excited because something special, we're giving you a heads up that something very, very special for the Christmas season is going to be kicking off, but I won't say anything more. Check out this segment. Hey DBS family, good morning everybody, and I'm super excited in this segment as I officially announce that we have just completed the very first episode of Manger Noël for this Christmas, and our special guest chef is who we call Auntie Dawn. She is family to us here at DBS, and she owns a catering business, also a 24-hour kitchen that is D Supreme. So look out for her come December, because things are going to kick off. The first Sunday in December will be the first episode featuring Auntie Dawn herself. So first of all, I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. And I hope that you enjoyed our invasion. Chandra and I always love to cause a little double trouble.
I did. Wish you could have stayed for next 2 hours.
Listen, we had so much fun. And just to give a tease, it's going to be a recipe that everybody can get in on. So just let the people know what to look out for. We're not going to tell them exactly how to do it, but at least what's going to come up in our episode.
Okay. What's going to come up is basically it's going to be either donuts and the cookies, and the fun part of it, after it's been done, ready from the oven and from the oil, the decorating part.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have the kids at home, if you know Christmas is family time, everybody together. Daddy's at home, it's a long holiday, so daddy's at home also. You could decorate your cookies, you go out there, buy your gummy bears, you buy your sprinklers, ice and sugar, and you do your stuff on your own.
Absolutely. And I think when you catch the episode, just with Shanna and I being here, it really helps us tap into our creative and artistic side. So you'll see how easy it is for the entire family to have fun this season. And if all else fails, all you need to do is call Dawn and she'll hook you up with any of the things that you're going to see coming up on the episode. So that's leading me into finding out a little bit more about your catering business. So D Supreme, how did you get started with this? And where did your love and passion for baking and cooking come from?
It came from home, down at my hometown in Shrewsbury.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it came from, basically it came from home, because you'd not be home and then whoever raised you, your guardian or your parent, come from town and there's no food on the table, you have to try something.
Right.
And you cannot be home not doing anything.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's not like kids nowadays is all into that social media and everything, and parents will be, okay, I'll do it. I didn't have that life.
Nice.
And then my passion built after getting employed at a Rendezvous Hotel, where I got all the real fine dining skills, all that.
Nice.
Yes.
So even with all of this then as well, so now we know where you refined your skills, your culinary skills, that is. When did you officially start your business, or what made you go into your catering business?
What made me go into the catering business? I was getting bored at home. After that pandemic strike, St. Lucia,
Right.
I was getting bored waiting for the hotel to call me. And it's like every time a story, and it was really slow too. And then, when we could not get through, with guests not coming in, I'm still hanging. I decided to get up one morning. I started with pizza at 11 a.m. in the morning. I went around the area. 2 people know me, and this was like, okay. I started selling the pizza. It was good. Then they started motivating me. Wow, the pizza is tasty and everything and stuff. Then I started the following day again at the same time. It didn't go well the next day. And then I went to a car park. And the guy said, you know how to do breakfast? Every morning the guys are asking for breakfast. So I said, okay. Well, he asked me to start on Monday. I tell him, no, I'm going to start on Friday. So I started doing the breakfast, the cocoa tea, the bakes and everything. That's how I think 80% of St. Lucia, around town, know me selling breakfast. Okay? So if they'll see me on TV, they'll say, oh, that's a breakfast chef. Yes, that's how they'll call me.
But the good thing about that is as well that you took opportunity with what has happened with the pandemic, and it actually has given you your own foundation with your own business, which is truly growing. Because even when we were shooting, literally before we started, the neighbor next door came out and he was shouting to Dawn because he wanted to order his chicken and fries, and I had to say, hey, we're about to do a shoot. Then he goes, oh shucks, so that means I can't order my chicken and fries.
Yes, I cannot get my chicken and fries there or what?
I was like, okay, this is truly a testimony that Dawn customers absolutely love you, and what you're doing is growing. Now I know
It is growing. It's much better because I started my business with 12 bakes when I started the breakfast. Then by the time I checked myself, I started making 40 bakes in the morning.
Wow.
And then, 50, like every time I go, then I build up my customers down at the Carnival Sailing. Guys, they were my biggest supporter after the town family.
Right.
Okay? And then the Tire Zone guys came on board. And
then it just
blew up. And they'll still call me now. They know I move on to the chicken and chips. I move on to the fish and fries, the peas and stuff, and they will still order because they know what they're getting out there.
Well, what I want you to tell our viewers about right now is the 24-hour kitchen aspect. Tell us about that side of the business.
The 24 hours started after I came from the US. I went to Massey and I heard the guy say, "Oh, KFC closed already and everything." And I said, "You know what?" It was the same neighbor, I said, "You know what? I'm going to tell the guy next week, the guys on the block next week, I'll be doing my chicken and chips." They motivated me. They was like, "Oh, start it. Every time you're saying you'll do this, you'll do that." And boom, they were the first set of people who started buying from me. And then on the other side, another guy on the block introduced the guy from all the way from Sunny Acres. And then they posted it and everybody keep posting. Their slang languages were like, "Oh, dog, where you get that?" Then they'll send a number to me. They'll say, WhatsApp the number and they'll call, "Oh, you open?" They'll never say good night. "You open?" I'll tell them yes. I'll be sleeping. I'll get up. I'll still serve my customers. I'll make them happy.
Good. So that means you can get done during the day
Yes,
or evening,
night.
curfew time. And obviously Christmas is coming. There's a lot of key things people look forward to.
Yes. I also do the baking of the hams for some customers and the turkey. Last year it wasn't that big of a number to bake the ham and the turkey, just 6 hams and 2 turkeys, but it came out good.
Nice.
Okay.
And then of course I know your fruit cake is another big
Yes.
one. That's
The
always
fruit cake
major.
is tradition. It's a must every year.
Nice.
The customers are waiting for that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. They'll call, "Oh, my friend in the office wants a fruit cake." They want to know the price and stuff. But I don't put my price up. When they call, I share my prices. Okay, I also meet people halfway. Sometimes a little family want to have a little fruit cake and they'll be like,
Right, especially given the time.
Yes.
Well, I think especially with where you started, how the pandemic impacted you, and of course all what you're doing now, with all that adds to just, the core of what your business is about. So
Yes.
St. Lucia, look out for Dawn on Manger Noel starting in December. Not to mention if there's anything Christmas-wise that you're looking
Yes.
to order, then she is the person to call. Can you just give us the contact number?
460-5478.
All right, so don't forget it. So it's D Supreme, and again, she has a 24-hour kitchen.
Yes.
Call and inquire. She's going to be here to serve. And if I can vouch for it, she's done several things for us at DBS. Plus, what we just finished cooking up, I can assure you, you will not regret. So, Auntie Dawn, that's what everybody calls her. Thank you so much for taking time out.
You're welcome, and thank you also. So St. Lucia could know about my small business.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're welcome. So, St. Lucia, season's greetings, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Welcome back, family. Good morning. Now we're switching the tone a little bit, something a bit serious, but I think it's super important that we talk about it because people and mental health, it is something very relevant right now, and almost everybody's feeling, how should I say it? Not just the strains of the pandemic, but the pressures. And when you try to be strong, sometimes it takes a toll on you mentally as well. And mental things manifest physically. So this segment is just going to educate us a little bit more on how we can be there for others, especially during a time like this.
How do you know if you're depressed? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Stay tuned. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I talk about mental health and self-improvement. If that's up your alley, then just click subscribe. This is what clinicians use to diagnose mental disorders. It's called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. It's our textbook. So even though we don't have blood tests to diagnose or to prove that you're depressed, it's still not a matter of guesswork. There's a cluster of symptoms that are associated with being depressed. In order to be diagnosed with depression, you must have 5 of the following symptoms for at least 2 weeks. Also, all of these symptoms are present at least most of the day and present almost every single day. So they're just not fleeting. So you must have 5 of the 9. First, we have a depressed mood. People may say they feel sad, hopeless, or even empty. In children and adolescents, they can be more irritable than what you would expect just from regular childhood upset or being a moody teenager. A second symptom is being unable to enjoy anything. We call this anhedonia. So things that you used to enjoy, you just don't get any pleasure out of anymore. Then there's weight loss or a weight gain of 5% or a decrease in or increase in appetite. Insomnia or hypersomnia. And insomnia would be trouble falling or staying asleep, and then usually sleeping only less than 5 hours. Hypersomnia would be sleeping more than 10 hours. And this could be continuous, or it could be a total of your nightly sleep plus your naps. A 5th symptom is being slowed or restless. I've had some patients tell me they can tell when their depression is coming on because they feel their limbs getting really heavy. Another symptom is being tired or having low energy all day. Then there's feeling worthless or having excessive guilty feelings. You can have trouble thinking or concentrating and making decisions. Depression is a huge disruptor of your ability to concentrate and focus. And if you can't focus or pay attention, you will have trouble remembering things. So therefore, depression can also cause memory problems. And then we have thinking about death or thinking about killing yourself. Depression can really distort your perception about your future. Things can look really bleak and get to the point where you just want to end the pain. And there's a difference between passive suicidality and active suicidality. And here's an example. Suppose you were crossing the street and you thought, if a car came and hit me right now, I'd be fine with that. That's passive suicidality. You don't have a plan or intention of ending your life, but the prospect of doing something or having someone kill you is an attractive option for you. People become actively suicidal when they start formulating a plan in their head, even though at the moment they're holding back from acting on it. Active suicidality is an emergency and should be treated in a hospital or crisis center setting where the person can be in a safe environment until they're more stable. Here are some symptoms that I commonly see that don't fit neatly onto the list that I just gave you. And these would be things like feeling like everything is hard. And this is how you can end up not getting anything done. You just can't bring yourself to attend to tasks. There's also frequent crying. You can have a short fuse all the time that makes you very irritable or easily angered. As you can see, there's a lot of symptoms, but one important question we have to answer is, how much is this or are all these symptoms affecting your life? Another way of putting it is, how much dysfunction does this really cause? One person can have several of the listed symptoms, but they're still going to work each day and they're still participating in social activities, but they don't feel happy inside. They go to these social things, they put on a fake smile, but yet feel very empty while they're there. Then there's another person who may have trouble getting out of bed, not going to work, and some people even stop bathing. And this is the person who's probably not going to pull out of this without some sort of professional help. whereas the first person may be able to slog through without any kind of treatment, and then the symptoms eventually pass. Now, when I say treatment, I'm talking about either therapy and or medication, and I'll have more about treatments in other videos. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to our Neuromovement Wellness Series. I am Daria. Neuromovement is an opportunity to discover the amazing powers of the brain for healing, pain relief, and rejuvenation. Some of the benefits of neuromovement are reduced tension, reduced pain, and overall well-being. Welcome to Lesson 1. Go ahead and find a place to lie comfortably, either on the floor or on your bed. Go ahead and gently bend both knees and put the 2 feet standing. And now, go ahead and bring the right knee closer to your chest, and you will be holding the right knee just in front, below the knee, with the right hand. And in this position, you will be taking the right leg and arm towards the right side of the body onto the floor. So the head is stationary. So for those of you at home, find a point of contact on your ceiling so that you can keep the head stationary. So once you open the leg, you go ahead and you bring the right leg back into the starting or neutral point. And just notice where you can feel movement. Notice if you can feel the movement in your hip joint. Notice if you feel movement in the shoulders. Notice if you feel any movement in the head. And we'll do one more movement like this. And again, just feel the movement in the ribs, in the chest, in the arm. And slowly and gently stop this movement. Bring down the leg. And for our next movement, you will again elevate the right leg, bringing the knee closer to the chest. And we are going to combine the movement of the head with this movement. So when you take the knee and the arm to the right, gently roll your head to the right. And notice now if having the head move makes the movement feel easier. And remember to synchronize the movement. So you need to go very slowly and gently so that both the arm, the leg, and the head moves at the same pace. So when you're going back to the starting point as well, you need to focus a little more. So again, when you zone in and you focus on the movement, you tend to slow down because you have to actually feel the movement. So I know some of you at home may feel like, I can do this, but when you get the growth, where you allow the brain to learn something new, is actually in pacing and reducing the force, reducing the effort in the movements. So now, when you come back to our starting or neutral point, we will be taking the head in the opposite direction of the knee and the arm. And even doing this one, you find, or you'll tend to feel that you have to slow down even further. Because now that the head is going in the opposite direction, you have to ensure that you allow the head to move, as well as the knee, as well as the arm. So we'll do one more movement like this. And slowly and gently come to your starting or neutral point. Bring down the leg so the leg stays bent, and rest. And now that we've done the right side of the body, just check in with yourself. Just notice how the right side of the body is feeling compared to the left. Maybe the right side feels lighter, maybe it feels heavier. So just assess how you are feeling. And now, slowly and gently, we'll elevate the left leg, bringing the left knee closer to the chest. And you will be placing the left arm or left hand just below the left knee. So now remember, for our first movement, you do not move the head. So you just gently take the arm and the leg towards the left side of the body, closer to the floor. And again, just notice what parts of you are participating in this movement. Remember to make the movement light and easy. Remember, don't hold your breath. So allow yourself to breathe. Sometimes you create tension without even noticing or paying attention to it. And tension could be by piercing your lips, biting your cheek, or it could be just by frowning. So just allow yourself to breathe, which allows the movement to feel easy. And now gently stop this movement. Bring down the left knee. And now elevate the left knee again, placing the hands just below the knee. And in this position, we are going to take the head in the same direction as the arm and the leg. And remember, we want the movement to be at the same pace. So now that the head has stopped, she needs to stop moving the leg and come back to the starting or neutral point. So again, this lesson, it allows you to feel. So the head needs to roll in the same pace. So if one has stopped moving, you need to stop moving the other one. And just slow down a little more. So when you start rolling the head, then you gently move the arm and the leg. And again, notice for you at home, because from what I'm seeing, one side is easier for her to move the arm and the leg than the other. So just notice how it feels for you. And just feel. Once you're able to feel the movement, you can actually sense how you can make it easier. So now for our next movement, we will take the head in the opposite direction of the arm and the leg. Remember, it's the same synchronized movement. Remember to breathe. Don't pierce the lips. Don't bite the cheeks. Synchronized and slow. So we'll be doing one more movement like this. And gently stop the movement. Bring down the knee, bring down the leg. You can actually lengthen the legs and rest. And again, just check in with yourself. Now that we've completed the lesson, notice now how you are lying. Notice if more of you is coming into contact with the floor at home. So thank you so much for taking part in lesson 1. Thank you for taking part in our Neuromovement Wellness series.
All right, DBS family, I hope that you enjoyed today's show. And again, I'm playing Santa's Helper today in advance because we want to make sure that you are aware DBS is going to be all about Christmas. So look out for us in December with all the content that we have coming your way. Now you already know officially that Magie Noel will be starting back in December. So something else to look forward to. Not to mention Jingle DBS's Bells, our very fun, family-friendly Christmas show. Live Christmas show, that is. So there's so much to look forward to for this season. So in the meantime, keep yourselves safe, and we look forward to seeing you again soon right here on DBS This Morning.